Georgia has one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the country, and more than half of Georgia's 159 counties don't have a single psychiatrist to provide critical mental health care to mothers and mothers-to-be. Now, state lawmakers, through the Department of Public Health, have created a program that can provide that care no matter where women live in the state. It's called Peace for Moms.
This is little Eloise. She's 3 months old today. She's my third baby.
Between the births of her first and second child, Alicia Cullen had what millions of moms have dealt with, postpartum depression.
I was feeling just out of control of who I was, my identity, who I was going to be, what the future looked like, feeling like my heart grew 2 sizes, having a new baby. My heart grew, but that meant my responsibilities grew, my worries grew. I cannot be more excited to start back up.
The work Cullen did with psychiatrist Dr. Toby Goldsmith got her to a better place mentally. There are countless mothers like Cullen across Georgia, across the country, who need help and don't get it.
We review every case of every woman who has died within 365 days of giving birth or having been pregnant. Are you going to start working again soon?
Dr. Goldsmith is on the Georgia Maternal Mortality Review Committee.
I believe our most recent meeting consisted of 20 cases. We're reviewing 2018 at the moment.
Georgia has a big problem when it comes to caring for women during and after pregnancy.
We are failing women in general after they are pregnant, and as a result, women are dying.
Georgia has the second highest rate of maternal mortality in the country.
It's moms dying within a year after having been pregnant.
Georgia's maternal mortality rate is 26 deaths per 100,000. The national average is 17.
He's very photogenic. My name is Mitzi Joy Williams Brown, and I'm a neurologist. What kind of snack are you getting, buddy? I bet you do want a donut.
Dr. Mitzi Joy Williams Brown is a married mom who had a terrifying experience during childbirth with her first child, Chase.
I just remember laying there, and I really thought I was gonna die. Like, I was laying there gasping for air, and I'm telling the people I can't breathe, and no one seemed to believe me.
The epidural given to Dr. Williams Brown spread upward, and she struggled to breathe.
I felt the sensation spread all the way up my chest, and I remember gasping for air. And so everyone's like, "You're just having a panic attack. It's fine. You're just anxious." And I'm like, "I'm not anxious. I can't breathe." And I remember vividly the sensation of everything going black.
Dr. Williams Brown was intubated and had an emergency C-section under general anesthesia. Today, Chase is a healthy boy with a little sister, but the experience still haunts her.
And I'm a doctor. So, if I have symptoms and I'm struggling to get people to believe what I'm saying, I can't imagine what it's like for someone who doesn't have people to advocate for them or have the medical knowledge, what happens to them. When you look at the data, the statistics show that the outcomes for, doctorate level African American women are the same as, high school age or high school degree white women. And so there's a disparity there. So even if you're educated and you're smart and you're a colleague, it doesn't mean that you will get the same care as people who don't look like you.
When you break down Georgia's maternal mortality numbers, you see the racial disparity, that Black women are 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women.
We see hemorrhages, we see embolisms, pulmonary embolisms, cerebral embolisms. Women have heart attacks and have cardiac illness, as well as women die due to domestic violence, women die due to motor vehicle accidents. Women die from suicide, from drug overdoses. There's an element of access to care. It's racism. It's the fact that a lot of these women are coming into pregnancy already ill, and therefore they are more vulnerable.
Perinatal care, care during and after a woman is pregnant, is hard to come by if you live in rural Georgia. Half of the state's 159 counties have no OBGYNs. 9 counties have no doctors at all.
Approximately 20% of women will experience some kind of psychiatric illness during the course of their pregnancy or the postpartum.
Those 1 out of 5 women who need mental health care struggle because half of Georgia's counties have 0 psychiatrists.
Twiggs County, Georgia sits in the center of the state, more than 100 miles south of Atlanta. The average cost of a home here, $66,000. The population is shrinking. 20 years ago, 10,000 people lived here, and today that number is just a little over 8,000. But maybe the most concerning number of all is 1, the number of doctors to care for the people here. And that one doctor is an OBGYN.
Well, it's going to be the best time for you to come. I have a lot of patients who are what we call the working poor, and so they are employed. They cannot afford health insurance, but they also have a hard time affording services.
That's honest.
So I have probably 40% African American, 40% Caucasian, and then 20% other. I've known you for a very long time. It's been like 3 years.
As the only doctor in all of Twiggs County, OBGYN Dr. Keisha Callens tends to all sorts of minor emergencies for women and men.
Can I have a hug?
He is 8 months old. He's got the brightest blue eyes you could possibly have. He's so sweet.
What are you doing?
But her main focus is her women. 21-year-old Brooke Drawn is a first-time mom.
It ended up getting really terrible, and I would cry for days and days and days. I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't want to do anything with him. I felt detached from him, and it was just horrible for me.
That's good. So now you're going down from here.
When medication Dr. Callens prescribed for Brooke didn't work, she reached out to a newly created state program called Peace for Moms. Georgia state legislature, through the Department of Public Health, approved funding for this psychiatric program, which pairs clinicians across the state with psychiatrists at Emory who can help guide and recommend treatment for women before, during, and after pregnancy.
They can pick up the phone and call Peace for Moms, and we will guide them. If necessary, we will tell them about other scales to give their patient so we can have a better idea of what's going on with that individual. And we will hold their hand through the process.
The nonprofit Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies Coalition of Georgia also helps mothers find social services and other supports. More than a dozen states have similar programs, part of a nationwide effort to curb the maternal mortality rate, which has gone from 7.2 deaths per 100,000 in 1987 to 17.3 deaths in 2018.
I'm not depressed, I'm not crying all the time. I'm actually energetic and happy to get up and do stuff. And so I've seen it's been a real game changer.
The right medication helped Brooke overcome her postpartum depression.
This program for me provided that people realize how helpful it is. I mean, I tell people all the time, when women dazzle, everybody shines. Okay, if you get your mamas right, everybody's good.
Dr. Williams-Brown feels the same way about the patients she treats with multiple sclerosis. She's also been on the other side, when she felt her voice was not heard, and will never forget how that felt.
First, we need to believe people when they tell us they have certain symptoms. All of us have biases, right? If you're born and you had parents who had a certain worldview and you were around certain people and grew up in certain circles, all of us have differences in our worldview. But we have to stop letting that affect the way that we deliver care compassionately to those that we serve, especially when we serve people that don't look like us.